And I'm live, little late to the game. My bad, people, 10 minutes late. I was watching YouTube videos, and here we are. So maybe people thought I wasn't doing live, but here I am. One person, 6 people. Nice. All right. Now we got some viewers. Let the weird, wacky, and controversial conversation begin. What up, what up, what up? What's going on, man? Colton. Maples. Map holes. I'm an idiot. Hey, Nomad, what's going on? Glad you're here. Eight people. 2 people are like, nah, not doing this tonight. Nomad, I ordered all 3 of Robert Monroe's books, and they have yet to come in. So you're an interesting guy. Well, thank you. I think. I'm not sure if that's a comment or not, but pronounced maples, like the tree. Yeah, just spelled funny. That's what I thought it was. I was just messing around with you and messing around with the spelling, whatever. Yeah, I'm excited to read them. They haven't come in yet. I'm not sure why, but I'm really excited to read them. Love the Pastor Reacts. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I'm surprised we didn't do one this week, but we will do one next week for sure. Yeah. Can I give a suggestion? More. So what interesting topics do you want to cover on this stream? More time on the important topics during this live stream. Okay, so what's important to you? Have we just like skimmed over them, or what? I feel like we go a little too quick. I mean, this is a pretty fast-paced thing, but I'm not going to react to When I Grow Up. I'm not going to have my dad react to that song. Everybody keeps asking me, but it's yeah. I know what my dad's going to say and what he's not going to say, and I know like things that my dad will have plenty to talk about, and then we won't have any to talk about. So, what's up, Mason? Madison, wow. God, I can't even read. I know I have glasses. These are blue light glasses. But what's going on? Good to see you here. Madison, aren't you gay? No. Where the fuck did you get that from? Why? Okay, whatever. Jackson Keith. So are you gonna talk about what we talk about on here that goes a little too fast, or I'm bored looking for entertainment? Well, I'm glad that this is entertaining for you. So I'm messing with you, bro. Where are you from? I'm from the East Coast of the States, man. Do you believe in aliens? You know, it's funny that you asked, do I believe in aliens? Because I just got finished watching that Bob Lays. No, I didn't just get finished watching. I watched it a couple days ago. I watched it a week ago. The Bob Lazar documentary on Netflix. I was like, I don't, I mean, if people asked if he saw aliens, and he was like, I didn't see an alien, but everyone says he saw an alien. So it's interesting. It's interesting. I mean, I love to talk about aliens and whether or not they exist, but I haven't seen like rock solid evidence. Yeah, totally they exist. So exactly. Feel the same way. Caden, feel the same way. No, I don't play that, Ethan Hill. Bro, what do you think about NF? I love NF. I think NF is great. I'm packing up and moving an hour east of Roanoke, Virginia. How close will you be? Like a couple hours, man. Skinwalker Ranch is a great topic when it comes to supernatural stuff. That's pretty sweet. That's a supernatural hotspot. Skinwalker Ranch. Where is that? Yeah, there's a lot of planets I wonder how they would adapt and survive. What do you mean, like aliens, how they would adapt and survive? What do you like about NF and what things you don't like? He's rapping about some pretty cool stuff. Yeah. I like following his journey because that's what he does. He lets everybody in on his life's journey through his music, and I love that. I think that's great. I'm in Ohio. Let's explore aliens together. Have you ever tried any type of breath work like Wim Hof method? Oh yeah, I do the Wim Hof method. If not every day, every other day. Well, not every. I used to do it every day, but now I do it like every other day. Dude, let's talk about it. I like that name. It's totally changed my life, honestly. Really, it's amazing. Speaking of Supernatural, anyone upset that the last season is? Oh no, I haven't watched any Supernatural. I think it's in Utah. It's a true story, and there were many witnesses. Interesting. Skinwalker Ranch. I'm gonna look that up. And then read about it later. But yeah, like how different they are from us. Who knows? Who knows? When someone asks a question, sometimes you just say, I've made a video on it. I mean, no disrespect and love the videos. Okay? I mean, so here's the thing, Jackson Keith, right? If you spent a lot of your time making videos and then somebody just asks a question and they haven't seen the video and they're just too lazy to watch the video, I don't know. To me, I'm like, come on, man. Like, this is kind of like a job. See my work. I mean, I'll talk. Like, if you got a question about the video and you've watched the video and you already know my stance about it, love to talk more about it on these live streams. Love to do that. But yeah. What do you think about Native American beliefs? I haven't looked too much into Native American beliefs, too much, but I love the Native Americans. Love them. Ethan, dude, hilarious story. My buddy told me he was sitting in church, and I told him about the Wim Hof method, and he did it in church, and he passed out. Nobody could tell because it just looked like he was sleeping. He just like powered down like a computer, like he just out. It's great. It's fantastic. I've got a bunch of weird history facts, if that's all right. Yeah, share your weird history facts. What is your favorite artist? Like musical artist? I'm assuming that's what you mean. You look smart with your glasses on. Oh, cool. Good. Let's chat about all things weird and controversial. Yeah, I mean, okay, so just so everyone knows, like most of these live streams are the same, but like I just choose weird titles just to catch people's attention. Let's chat about all things weird and controversial. What do you think about child transitions? I don't believe a kid should be able to transition into a different gender. They're not even old enough to have sex. I agree with that. That's plain and simple. I don't have any opposing view on that, so I don't know how I can, say anything different. Jackson Keith, I respect that. Thanks, man. I just started a few weeks ago, and I'm making breakthroughs. It's great, and thanks. Yeah, no, it's really good. That I started the Wim Hof method and meditating daily, sometimes twice a day. At the same time, I started meditating and doing the Wim Hof method at the same time. And within like a week or two, my life drastically changed. Like I noticed a huge difference. It's great. Yeah, that's real. Yeah, idiot. That's right. Have you heard of the Nuclear Boy Scout? No, I have not. He was a Boy Scout in the 90s who built a nuclear reactor in his parents' garage. That's pretty wild. Ethan, I don't have Snapchat, so I think I do, but I haven't been on it in like 2 years. So, yeah, music artist. Some of my biggest influences are 30 Seconds to Mars, Under Oath, a lot of classical music. 30 Seconds to Mars and Under Oath are like the two Justin Timberlake pop music. Yeah, yeah, I love that music. Justin Timberlake's a genius, and so is 30 Seconds to Mars and Under Oath. They're geniuses with music. He ended up getting a full face of radiation, and FBI busted down his door due to no safety protocols and suspicious purchases. He got the materials for the reactor by stripping radium from $1,000 worth of everyday objects. That's crazy. How was your 4th of July? It was actually really good. I hung out with some amazing, incredible people, and it was very much needed because normally I spend the day with me, myself, and I making music and making videos. So it felt good to spend time with some friends that really felt like family, and I needed that. So it was great. How was your 4th of July? I spent binge. Oh, I'm strange. Wow, I'm strange watching. I'm watching Stranger Things right now. I'm like the 4th episode, but I'm liking it. I'm liking it. It's good. He did all this to get a merit badge. That's interesting. I fight a lot of personal demons from my combat experiences. I bet. And there's a song that really hits home with me. It's called "The Devil In" by Greaves. You should check it out. I love the videos, man. Thanks. Greaves. I feel like I've heard them. I'll check it out though. Favorite 30 Seconds to Mars song, The Kill. What's yours? Oof. The Kill is one. I really like Kings and Queens and The Night of the Hunter. Oh, actually, man, I love the whole This Is War album. This Is War album. That's just one of the greatest albums I've heard. It's just amazing. I really like Closer to the Edge. Love that song. Love that song. But The Kill is a classic. Attack is a classic. Beautiful Lie. I love 30 Seconds to Mars. They're just so good. They're so good. What was once a 4-dude band went down to a trio, and now it's just the brothers. Thoughts on Francesco? How that helped prove the existence of God? All right, I'm gonna have to look that up because I've never heard of that. And as you can tell, I can't even pronounce it because I'm probably illiterate. I'm not. That's a bad joke. Bad joke. Also, be careful with getting ice cream. There is a licking ice cream challenge going around. People lick it, then put it back. No, it's a good thing I'm gluten-free and dairy-free because, yeah, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, that album is fire for real though. Hey, been busy, but how you been along the journey? Hey, man, what's going on? I've been good. Doing a lot of recording, spending a lot of time at the studio. So it's like I have a place to go to work now, which is weird. But making money while making music feels good. So I've been a lot better. I know they're all great. The song, yeah, they're amazing. Any thoughts on Demon Hunter? I'm assuming you're talking about the band Demon Hunter. I love metal music. I love hardcore music. Just really wasn't into Demon Hunter a whole lot, actually, at all. I really didn't listen to them. Great hearing, and that'll be cool to hear when you get through. And I definitely feel that. Yeah, man. Yes. Can you please do a reaction with your dad to Response Same Love by Bizzle? Why? All right, here's the thing that I want to ask like everybody on this live stream. Why? It's just interesting that people request reactions to Christian songs from my dad. Like my dad, like he knows me and him have talked, and it's like I intentionally choose songs that are secular, not Christian, not anything that he would ever listen to or even like. And I want him to react to those because my dad has things to say about those things. The Christian stuff, Christian rappers, my dad's like, cool, good, nice. Like when we reacted to that Bizzle song, like I had to intentionally listen to it beforehand. I'm like, okay, how am I gonna take this so me and my dad can like get some conversation out of it? Because I'm like, with the secular stuff, it's really easy. It's like, what do you think about that? Because he obviously just said something that my dad either has something to say or just doesn't agree with or whatever. But to like any Christian song, it's like, if I were to just say, what do you think of that? He'd be like, yeah, I agree with it. So, yeah. Are you a Slipknot fan? No, I was never into Slipknot. Wasn't into that kind of metal. So the kind of metal that I like still is metalcore, melodic metal. Melodic metal I love, like the Ghost Inside and Gideon. Love those two bands. They're amazing. Spontaneous Generation is kind of along the lines of The Experiment. Interesting. And isn't NF Christian? Yeah, he's Christian, but he doesn't make Christian, like he's a Christian that writes music. He doesn't make Christian music. And it's debatable to me whether or not, like, here's an interesting thing. I don't know why this pen has something to do, so deal with it. It's interesting to me that NF, right, he makes music that's more real in life than most like Christian musicians that I hear. I hear their music and I'm like, that's just cheesy. You're just like writing music, Christian music, because anything that you write that isn't about God or of God, you're like secular, sinful. And I'm just like, dude. And so NF is like, yeah, I'm a Christian, but I happen to like write rap music and love rap music. And so I'm like, man, I just that's another reason why I just appreciate NF so much, because I think there needs to be a lot more people like that, just in religion in general, but like people like that in general. Like, yeah, like my music doesn't define me and I'm not defined by my music, and this is who I am, but this is, a gift that I use. So hello, weird and controversial. Dark into May. Hello, weird and controversial. That's what's up. Does How to Lovely by Lil Wayne have enough content for you and your dad to react to? I can't remember. I just like a lot of what he speaks of. I'll have to check that out. Does How to Love. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. How would your dad answer the question, does God make mistakes? He would probably ask for, I ask for context in that question. That's what I would ask, even though that's not my dad. My dad would say, God doesn't make mistakes, we do. And so that being said, he would say, and I'm just speaking theologically, I'm guessing what he would say. Obviously, I'm not my dad, but I'm guessing that he would say, from theologically speaking, that, God is perfect, that he doesn't make mistakes, but he created people with choice and free will. So they have I guess, have the ability to choose that perfect will of God or not choose that perfect will of God. And he say it's usually we're the ones making mistakes and we want to blame God. So that's what my dad would say. NF is fire. That's real. That's an extreme fact. Most Christian artists repeat stuff over and over and don't advance their style. Just my view. No, I completely agree with it. Listen to NF's first stuff. Yeah, dude, honestly, I hate to be this guy, but I was listening to NF before like anyone. Like NF wasn't even a thing. And I think I pre-ordered his first album. And I was like, this dude is sick. And I got really stoked when he blew up. Do you have any opinions on Calvinism? Yeah, I don't think it's theologically accurate. I don't think Calvinism is I got into a discussion with a guy about this the other day. but I don't think Calvinism is theologically, biblically an accurate thing. Like if you don't believe in free will scientifically, then I guess if you're a Christian, then you would be a Calvinist. But and it writes for the lost and broken, because Christianity often keeps us in shame, which hinders the relationship with Christ. He is salt and light. Good stuff. Where is your dad? He is downstairs. Actually, he might be somewhere else. God didn't make man in his image. Man made God in his image. Just what I believe. I've heard that. Heard that a lot. Who knows which one? Maybe it's both sides. Maybe it's both sides of the same coin. Who knows? All right, cool. I hear you, man. Reactive Dance with the Devil by dude. I've had a lot of people request that song. It's a long song, and it's I like it. It's like it's a story. He's telling a story, and I'm like, damn, this is some crazy cool stuff. But is your dad there? I don't think so. I need receipts. Oh, I need receipts. I don't believe you were listening to NF before he blew. Oh my God. Okay. 2 words. Why? Man, I'm like messing everything. I consider myself agnostic, and I really love the way your dad explains his views. Something about the way he talks makes me want to listen. You're not alone in that. There's a lot of people like that with my dad. So, I mean, that's why he's got a church that's successful. And that's why he's been the pastor for 21 years. One of my bros introduced me to NF years before he blew up, so he was like you. Yeah, man. If a deity created the universe, that deity is good. I'm assuming you meant not good or evil. It doesn't interfere. It just lets things run its course. That's basically the traditional agnostic view that I'm aware of. God, I'm just wrecked right now with everything that's on this freaking shelf. What is your understanding on... Okay, I can read, I swear. Synchronicities. There's a lot of different words for it. What is my understanding of it? Alignment, basically. Alignment. And you can look at it. You can look at it as a coincidence, or you can look at it as it's your body, soul, mind. Everything that you're doing in life you're in alignment and you're in the right place. I don't know if I believe that, but it's like I don't know why. Like I'll see like synchronicity somewhere or something, and I'm just like, oh, cool, Well, if that's real, then I'm in the right spot, But I haven't looked into it. I just know what it is and have witnessed it a lot in my life. Your lives are always fun to join. I forget how fun they are until I click on them. Well, cool, man. Do you watch any TV online shows? Not really. No. I try not to watch a TV show unless it's something that I'm like, that's dope. I'm definitely going to watch that. But I don't, this sounds weird. I don't typically do it for fun. And I don't typically do it unless I'm watching The Office. Then I watch it to drown everything out and just for something to watch. But typically I'm very careful with them, because I want good influences in film and acting. And I am an actor. Oh, well, I'm a practicing actor. That sounds weird to say, but I haven't worked in a couple of years, so I still study it, still practice it. So I like to watch films and TV shows that have good acting and great film work. So I'm very careful about what I do watch. So that might sound weird, but is God real? You tell me. We always see your dad's thought on your success, but what's your mom's thoughts on your career? Took her a little bit to get down with it. I'll just put it that way. Do you believe in reptilians or the I've never seen that word in my life. For reptilians, I haven't looked into all that. That's just conspiracy theories to me. So I don't know. Funny, your father has probably just as many fans on your channel as you do. Funny, my dad probably has 50,000 subscribers, and I probably have a couple hundred. But it's on the same channel, and so yeah, it is what it is. Does he know so many people ask about him? I'm sure he appreciates it either way. Yeah, he does. He does appreciate it. But at the same time, like he doesn't mind. It's not something that he's like, oh man, we could take this so far. Like, it's just, he's a good dad. He does it for me. Yeah. So, and he would, like, if I wanted to stop, like if I didn't want to do another Pastors React video, he'd be like, okay. If you do believe the alignment philosophy and the right path, what correlation do utterly random coincidences have with alignment? So the question is, so really the question you're asking, or the question is based on what you're asking, is like, so is there something more to coincidence, or is coincidence just coincidence? Because coincidence, I think, was a word that was made, that it was like nothing. I hate to put it this way, but I think it's a very atheistic word, coincidence. And maybe that's accurate, but I think that anyone that is spiritual, that sees a coincidence, doesn't call it a coincidence. Like, they don't believe in coincidence. But an agnostic or an atheist would be like, it's just a coincidence, whatever. Like, there's nothing more to it. There's nothing more to life than this. So if you do believe the alignment philosophy and the right path, what correlation do okay, yeah. I mean, I think what I'm saying is, I think that they're the same thing. It just looks at how you view them. Do you look at them as nothing more than coincidence, or do you look at them in a spiritual sense as, yeah, there's something more to that? It's either like black and white. You either believe in coincidence or you don't. That's what I think. The law and God, according to some. Goodness, man, that's a new word. All new stuff. Hold a very similar, if not the same, as what you said most agnostics hold. I don't know what I said. Since you don't believe in God or afterlife, does death fear you? Also, what do you think about death without the belief and faith of heaven? You know what? The more I think about it, and the more I think about death, if God or the afterlife isn't real, the more I'm like, it's like I have no reason to fear, because I will just cease to exist. Where it's interesting, I'm kind of looking more into like the study of matter, of how like I forget who it was on here before, but there's like, and I've heard this a couple places, and I have to look into this, but matter does not, like, it doesn't die, and so it goes somewhere. And so I've met atheists, agnostics on here online. I guess that doesn't say much, but that say that it's like, no, I don't believe in God, but I do believe that we live on after we die. It's just science. So I'm like, that's interesting. What's your favorite movie? Ooh, The Arrival. Arrival with Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner. Yeah, it's my favorite movie. Would you ever consider smoking DMT? Yes. Or using any psychedelics? Yes. Consider it. I don't know if I'd ever do it, but I consider it. Oh, Genesis 6 conspiracy. I mean, you know, if Genesis is real, if all that's right, then yeah, why not? But the question is that story real? Like, if that's, you know, you got to look at the story and the historical context and accuracy of the story. I mean, yeah. Do you think getting close to people is good? Absolutely. Yeah, because I want to get close to people, but I'm scared if I get close to someone, I will lose them and become super depressed, if that makes sense. Yeah, that makes so much sense. It's kind of like the feeling of like, it's kind of like those people who don't have any friends, but they're really great. Yeah. like there's this thing I used to do this a lot. Like I would reject people because I'm like, I'm gonna reject you before you reject me. And so that's kind of along the same lines of what you're talking about, car games. Like I like you live life, get close to people. Like pain is a part of life. If we don't learn to embrace pain, we won't learn to embrace life. And so I think even if you get close to somebody and then they leave, like that's life. Like embrace it. Like you're alive, you're living. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think pain's a beautiful thing. I think pain is totally underrated. I know I'm weird for saying that. Probably, maybe some of you, a lot of you will agree. But I think pain is totally underrated. Some people bury their pain, and that's why they just act happy all the time, and they just bear it with that. And some people, I know with me, I was afraid of feeling true pain, and so I would make sure that I was in pain all the time, and that's just how I numbed myself. But anyway, getting off topic, get close to people, live life. It's good to get close to people. Should a person who wants to follow Jesus join the military? Why not? Why not? Thanks for the help. Really needed that. No problem. If all possibilities exist in a multiverse, does it still matter? It would be as well as only ours exist. What do you mean by that, Dark into May? They're similar to Masons. It's frequently okay. First law of thermodynamics: energy can neither be created or destroyed. Yeah, that's it. What do you know about symbolism in music? And pedophiles and Satanism in the music industry in Hollywood. And don't get me started on this. Saul Tichy. Dude, I think people freak out way too much about all that crap. Like, I'm sure some of it goes on. But as much as people think it goes on, no. Get out of here. Get out of here. Like, don't, come on. Like, there's some of it that goes down. I mean, there's some of it that I see that I'm like, yeah, that's, like, they're messed up. But, or not messed up. They got stuff going on that I don't want to be a part of. But, yeah, that's about the gist of what I think about it. How do we know what is truth? It is objective or subjective. Fantastic question, Charles Xavier. I'm glad that Charles Xavier is asking me this question. Well, if it's tested multiple times by different observers and the same result, basically the scientific method. Apply the scientific method to philosophy, and that's how you get truth. If something's tested numbers and numbers of times and you get the same subjective result, then I think it becomes objective. But first, you have to realize what is subjective truth to yourself. And that just takes you getting to know yourself. All right. Senor, have you seen Spider-Man? Yes, I have. It's great. I wouldn't go see it again, though. It's good. Oh, I should say that. It's good. It's not great. Church waters in Genesis just represents chaos. Oh, interesting. Struggle between chaos and it. Eden was perfect due to the existence of a perfect order. And fruit reduced chaos, sin back into the world. The struggle became sin and holy. That's interesting. I haven't heard that before. Have you seen Spider-Man, good sir? Yes. Just said that. I got left after 11 years, and you're right. I knew the whole time it would eventually happen, but yeah, you're right. Take chances and live life. It's my motto. Kind of. Not really, but not my exact motto, but something like that. Thanks, bro. You're super understanding. You need to be watched more because you can really help millions of people. I really appreciate that, man. Help spread the word. Help spread the word. Do you think it's possible for a human being to get into a state of mind where it doesn't feel any negative feelings, emotions, and all this kind of stuff? Yes, absolutely. Through meditation. I've been there. I've been to points of meditation where it's just like I am right now in this present moment, and it's incredible. It's not that it, I mean, I guess you're saying no positive or negative state, or it doesn't feel any negative. Okay, so not necessarily possible. I mean, not necessarily positive, but yeah, I do think it's possible because I've done it in meditation to where, like, when I've totally honed in on this present moment right now, I'm just like, I don't have a worry in the world. This is fantastic. I feel true rest and peace. Meditation, seriously, man, it's changed my life. That and the Wim Hof method, it's fantastic stuff. Get into it, guys. It's good. I just want to know about this good fellow seeing Spider-Man. It's like saying it's better to feel pain than not feeling it all. Oh, and hi, I barely got here. I agree with you. I don't think the Hollywood conspiracies are so extremely large, like some think. Yeah, I'm having trouble putting my thoughts on that into English words, to be honest. Thoughts on what specifically, Darken Demay? As an aspiring actor, do you feel demoralized that the largest acting industry is filled with pedophilia and Satanism? Or do you have an optimistic stance on changing the industry? Definitely an optimistic stance on changing the industry. So look, here's my foundational belief in life, right? Always be a light. Never be. So here's how most people walk into a room. Most people will walk into a room and just I'm keeping this super simple. I could go really in depth into it, but I'm keeping it super simple. Light or dark. Some people could walk into a room and feel darkness, and then they kind of adopt what they're feeling, and they're like, God, I'm in such a dark mood right now. And then there's some people that walk into a room and there's light, and they're in a dark mood, and then they're like, oh man, now I just feel so good. And then there's those people that are lights. They're like, no, I'm a light. I'm not going to be influenced by anything that's surrounding me. I am a light. And so then they walk into darkness. And the light, obviously, light becomes brighter in the darker that things get, hypothetically speaking. So for me, I want to be that light. I do want to bring change. I'm that crazy dude that I'm like, I think my one life, small, itty bitty life here on Earth could change things. I believe that, and so I want to do something about it. And I do believe that. I don't think I can like transform Hollywood, but I think that I can bring change. So I want to be a light. Yeah, I actually want to get a tattoo on my foot with a lantern, and it's like burning. It's a fire, and on the like around my toes and around my foot, it says "The dark has no place here." Been wanting to get that for a while. Who's your favorite Spider-Man? Tobey, Andrew, or Tom? Between Andrew, oh man, I haven't seen the Tobey one in a while. I think Tom and Tobey's portrayal of Spider-Man is probably more accurate, but I love Andrew Garfield. He's an amazing actor. Do you study more into philosophers or religions, or a mixture of both? Definitely a mixture of both. What piece of futuristic sci-fi technology are you anticipating or can't wait for it to come out, like flying cars, AI, or other things? Honestly, like holograms. Super stoked for holograms to be a thing. I think things will really, because I'm a minimalist, like at heart. So like any piece, big bulky piece of something, like even a computer that I can like condense and get rid of, condense or get rid of, like I'm all for it. So like anything that's like adding, like, you know, flying cars, it's like we have cars, but like we're, you know, flying cars, it would just, we don't need flying cars necessarily because we have bridges. Like the only reason we would need flying cars is because, you know, we could transport from where the crow flies, or we can just build roads. And AI, you know, it's just another thing you're introducing, but like holograms, just things that would like condense things down. Actually, I think, yeah. Well, I'm going to stick with that. Like condense things down. I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to like, I'm like a totally go green kind of guy. So anything that can come out where it's like forces or causes people to go green more, let's do it. Meditation is very beautiful for sure. Yoga isn't what lots think either. No, it's not. Guys, he's going through every comment, so don't spam comments. He'll get to yours. Just have patience. Thank you. Appreciate that. Do you believe that people who feel attracted to dolls might be rooted in people who feel attracted to corgis? I wonder if that's a mental illness or where the hell that kind of stuff stems from. I have no idea. I mean, it could stem from it, or it could just be a whole nother crazy, wacky, weird thing. I have no idea. Hey, love your content, dude. My question is, why is it when artists express the dark side of their minds, nobody reaches out to help them most of the time anyway? Machine Guns, yeah. I get what you're saying. Talking about suicide on almost every song on his new album. Yeah. So I think the biggest part for me, including myself, when I write like a darker piece, like that has to do with depression or suicide or something, it's cathartic for me. Like there's a desire to be seen in everybody. And so I think for artists, like part of not feeling appreciated or seen can be really hard. Like, especially if you think you got what it takes and nobody notices it, that sucks. But when you're expressing those dark areas and you're writing songs out of that place, I know for me, it's just way more the cathartic thing. It's not, yeah, go and help those people. But at the same time, like if you're making music like that and you're making it big, then you also have the ability to help yourself. And I'm sure, I think it's different for everybody. Obviously, there's huge stars that would disagree with what I'm saying right now because it's like, no, I've made it huge and I'm still depressed. And what I mean, it's up to them. It's up to the people to change. Like if you want to write music about it, here's the thing that also as a listener, not as an artist, but as a listener to people who make music like that. When I hear that, like when I was in high school, very suicidal, the full bag that comes with that too. When I was in high school and I would listen to those sappy, sad songs, really depressing stuff, it was cathartic to me and it helped me feel like I wasn't alone in where I was at. Like if everybody was just writing happy music all the time, I'd be like, wow, I am so alone that I might as well just do it. Or that's how I would have been in high school. But like the fact that people made music that was like close to where I was and where I was feeling in my life, it saved, I can't even tell you how many times it saved my life. No shit. No joke. Yeah. Which theories do you support more, determinism, libertarianism, or compatibilism? Compatibilism all the way. Hands down, compatibilism. I consider myself a compatibilist. I would really love to have tattoos on my forearms. Get it? What's stopping you? Have the technology to travel space. Well, let's do it. What is your best tips for life? Embrace it. Every single part of it. Embrace it. And learn every day. Take a moment to be present and acknowledge where you're at. I'd say the best tip for life, learn to love yourself. It's one of the best tips you can have. That's a journey. That's a process. You don't do that overnight. But learning to love yourself, that's like a key to living right there. Why do you think there aren't multiple species of humans? Yeah, that's real. Who knows? But there are multiple species of animals. Great question. That's a solid question with some good points. I'm gonna screenshot that question. Remember it for later. There are species of humans. It's called ethnicity. Well, yeah. Yes. Yeah, you're totally right. Yeah. Anyway, God. Now I feel like an idiot. Do you think the Illuminati is real? Because rappers always talk about it if you listen closely to the lyrics of the song. So If people talk about it, does that make it real? Because if that's the case, then God is real. And every atheist should just stop. So who knows? I mean, we still talk about myths and legends that aren't real from thousands of years ago. Does that make all of them real? Fun fact, penguins are what? Until death does us part, one step further. That's wild. Man, Dark into May. Do you watch a lot of like nature shows about weird shit? Because that's some weird shit. Different ethnic groups all having. Yep. Taco Bell has a commercial that actually once said Illuminati, but they changed it. The Illuminati is different than what most think because top leaders that are said to be in such often have books. But it gets too far at some points. Talking about MGK, he always talks about putting his daughter to bed and attempt suicide when he passed out and woke up with blood dripping from his forearms. Yeah, man. I mean, that's some real stuff too. I feel you though. I've been in the same situations. Just adding my take on it. It is because it is human nature to feel loved, understood, and to find a purpose. Yeah. I'm glad you got over those suicidal thoughts. Did you find God throughout this tough time? No, I did not. Part of the reason I was so suicidal was because I didn't feel God at all. Voila! Here I am today. Not suicidal and don't believe in God. Yeah. How does it feel as a talented person with an unacknowledged fame or appreciation, basically like before Tulak, they were talented without the deserved recognition. You do have 58K loyal fans though, so I guess you do have some recognition, but I was speaking on a larger scale, or I guess just more musical basis. Yeah, musical basis, but here's the thing. I don't know if you were here when I mentioned this, Simba, but are those 58K fans of what I do, or fans of my dad? Because before I put a video up of my dad, I had 38 period subscribers. That's it. Put a video up my dad, boom, start blowing up. So I don't know, man. I find it hard to believe that I got 58,000 loyal fans. I think there's like 55, maybe 56, 57 loyal fans to my dad. And I'm not complaining about it. I'm just stating that's probably facts. Humans are species, like dogs are species, like lions are species. You are talking about different breeds. Yeah. Like that other guy, yeah. Well, then if you say that, can the question be raised, what does God mean? Like, who is God and what makes God God? Well, who is God? Depends on who you talk to. But what makes God God? I would say all of the omnis, omniscient, omnipresent, all of that. Benevolent. Man, y'all are on this species kick of humans. Shoot, I'm not here for your dad. But that's how I originally found the channel. I appreciate that, man. How do you deal with you not believing in God while your dad is a pastor? It's weird. It's also not uncommon for this kind of thing to happen. So, and they understand too. Hey, man, thanks, Pop Jake. Appreciate it. I think people follow you to follow your spiritual journey. Well, that's good. I appreciate that too. Humans did not evolve from apes. Holy shit, that came from Dark into May. They are our evolutionary cousins. We evolved from the same ancestor. Who is the same ancestor? Who's the same ancestor that we evolved from? Would religion cease to exist if it was proven that God doesn't exist? No. No, absolutely not. And that's just like if God was proven to exist, that wouldn't, like atheism would still be a thing. Like just because God exists doesn't mean people are going to follow him. What does your dad think about you? Okay, I already read that. God. Love ya. Appreciate that, man. I've done forgotten your name, but wanted to say that I love you. I appreciate that, man. My name's Nate. Nate, full name Nathaniel. Yet I was called Nathan for 17, 18 years of my life. No, 17, 16, 15, something like that. I was called Nathan for most of my life, but that's not my name. My full name's Nathaniel, but people call me Nate. I'm so happy of you and your father's relationship. It gives me hope in the world because there are some pastors and religious parents who disowns their kid if they don't believe in the same thing. Yeah, I know. And I'd be lying if I'd said that wasn't a fear that was going to happen. But I told them, and that's not what they did because they're awesome. Read the book Sapiens if you're interested in this species talk. That's right. Duh. I know several Nates. Should have remembered that. All good, man. Genetically, we share DNA with even small types of bacteria. So we are related to everything. True. But to me, that means our Creator made us from the same substance. And that same ancestor wasn't ape? Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. That's for Dark and DeMay, wherever he went. Do you think that having Pope leader is beneficial? So, because I've read the Bible, mostly, I just know that why, biblically speaking, church leaders are necessary. But why have, what is the purpose of the Pope? What is the purpose of the Pope? Because it's probably changed from what I understand it to be. And if it hasn't, then I have an opinion on it. But I'm just wanting to make sure, has the Pope changed, I don't know, job description? When did you begin to question your dad's beliefs and how did he react? I began to question them in December of 2016. I don't know if you've noticed from watching the reaction videos, my dad doesn't really react. He just kind of listens and then he says what he thinks. So I told him and he's, kind of like that. And then, still love you, still my son, understand where you're at, all that kind of thing. And you need to know for yourself. Basically what is what he said. I understand what you, I understand. I even though he says I don't agree with it, I understand where you're at. And you need to know for yourself. So, yeah. If God knows everything that will happen and people can make a change in the world, how can anyone believe in free will? Wait, what? Hold the. If God knows everything that will happen and people can make a change in the world, how can anyone believe in free will? And if he doesn't know everything, okay. See, that's like the can God create a rock that he can't lift paradoxical argument. It's not. People would not propose those paradoxes or propose those analogies, propose anything like that if they understood that God's a person theologically, I'm talking about Christianity biblically because I've read the Bible. Theologically speaking, God is a person, and you have relationship with Him, and that changes a lot of things because a lot of people want answers like that to those questions to be super cut and dry. And even in Christianity, I mean, that just gets into the whole like religious mindset of like, I want things black and white, cut and dry. And it's like, no, the only thing that's black and white in theism and Christianity is that everything is gray. Everything is there's so many things up for interpretation. Now, there's like core beliefs, but really, I mean, that's like, do you believe that Jesus is the Son of God and that He died on the cross? It's the gospel story, you know? And if you believe that, then like, there's a lot of gray. Harry Crow, my head hurts. Dude, the head hurts from like how I'm talking, or head hurts from like you have a headache. If you do, I'm sorry, bro. You have a great relationship. That's love. I appreciate that, man. I'm glad that your parents respect your decisions. Well, I assume y'all do. So the Bible originally doesn't have a pope, which is interesting. Yeah. That is closer to the pagan concept. The kings and queens were close to gods and were gods themselves. Yeah, no, that's real. Yeah. I was never influenced into religion or atheism. I went with atheism first on my own and put a lot of deep thought into how anything could exist. I wasn't exactly raised by parents. Huh. Do you think Christ would be happy with how religion is being used today? Pope, church, money, politics? Hell no. No, not at all. Same thing as the Israelites wanting the king to be like other nations. How do you feel about deism? Oh, man, it's been a while since I've looked into deism. I've looked into it, but it was like I was reading an article and there was deism, and I was like, oh, what's this? Or no, I was researching every type of philosophy of religion, and I came across deism. Oh, man, it's starting to come back to me. Deism. You're gonna have to like one word sentence explain it to me, and then it's gonna all click back to me. Christ already knew of popes, churches, money, politics. Read Revelation. How intelligent this that's awesome, man. I love it. I agree. Theo, dude, I'm so glad you guys are watching. That means the world to me. Everybody, these are my two bros, two buddies, Harry and Theo Crow. They're brothers. They're awesome. They're legit. Harry is a drinking and burger eating buddy. So you surprised more people don't experience depression? I think everyone experiences depression, but a lot more people suppress it better than others. Honestly. I feel as though many people in society are so distracted by their own life that they delude themselves about the truth of the extent of human suffering. That's basically what I just said. Yeah, I totally agree. To come back on this subject of near-death experiences, the drug ketamine can induce the same effect. Interesting. Near-death experiences with the drug ketamine. That is another thing to research. If I find something interesting on here, guys, I literally just open up a tab on my computer, type it in the Google, and then come back to live chat, and then I research it and look it up later. It didn't do that for me. I've tried it 3 times. Nice. Darken of May and Nomad. You guys need to hash it out, and I would love to just sit here and read it because it'd be awesome. Did Christ write Revelation? No, John did. The disciple John. Deism is a creator that basically doesn't ever intervene in the actions of the universe. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So that's That's essentially agnosticism. Well, no, it's not. No, you're right. Um, I think you can't totally discredit deism, because I do think that I think it can be both and I know there's a philosophy for that. I don't know what it's called, but I know there is. There's a philosophy for it where there's both, that God. I see. This is the thing. Like, once you start viewing theism and God as a person, then you start to understand, like, how we, react as human beings to others. Sometimes we choose to go and interact in the situation, and sometimes we choose to, what, I don't need to intervene with this. I don't need to interact with this. I mean, just look at, like, if any of you guys are parents. I'm not a parent, but I know about it, and I've seen it. I've witnessed it, been a part of it. But it's like sometimes parents intervene, and sometimes they're like, I just need to hang back on this one, let things sort themselves out. So I don't think we can discredit theism if God's real. That's it. A belief in God, but God doesn't step into a situation, but just a belief in God, but God doesn't step into a situation, but just lets everything happen on their own. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was, man, it's, yeah. Now I remember. I read this article on it, and I was like, oh, I know this. Yeah, I read it one day and then totally forgot about it until now. Then how do we know if he wrote about it if he didn't write it? Have you read Revelation? All right, so then how do we know? How do we know that he knew about it? I say, have you read Revelation? Because John is speaking with angels and seeing Jesus. So if he saw Jesus and Jesus saw him, I think that he would know about it. I didn't try it, but I found many studies that say I can it can induce the same side effect. Doesn't mean it will always work. I guess it's individual. Interesting. Very interesting. Who knows? Maybe the people that tried are about to die. I don't know. That's a joke. If Christ played a role in the predictions of Revelation, then he knows of it, especially since Christ got, yeah. Supposedly several of the founding fathers were deists. That doesn't surprise me at all. And that's supposedly why they put "in God we trust" on money. Like, they just had a broad view so that they felt they could cover it. That's, wow, that makes a lot of sense. There's certain states in the U.S. that approve the treatment of depression by using ketamine. Wow, that's interesting. It's being tested for its possible use as an effective treatment for mental illness. Wow. I can't trust the Bible. That's my problem. Have you ever read the Bible? I felt a sense of depersonalization euphoria, but not out of body experience. And I have those all on my own, so I know what they are and how they feel. And that was about it. Dreamlike state at best, yeah. Never read the Bible, only read some lines. That's your problem. You got to read it. You can't know, like, that's like me saying, like, meeting a stranger, and it's like trust in people is automatically given. Like, it's weird how you tell strangers. Like, I know we've all been there. We've all told strangers about our life story. Like, we've all just, like, talked to strangers and just let them all have it. Like, stuff that we haven't even told our best friend. It's because we inherently trust, like, everyone. But when trust is broken, then we start to take trust away. And so you can't say you don't trust the Bible if you haven't read it, because you haven't even opened that door. You haven't even opened that door to let the Bible break that trust. You want to? Is that? I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to think and figure out a better way to put that. Even though there might not be a better way to put that. Like I just can't. I have to look at it in relationship. Everything's about relationship. So. But how do we know that the Bible is the truth if after so many centuries it could have been destroyed or parts may have been lost that put things in context? Have you look? Okay, so you know there was different translations, but how much research have you done on that? Just out of curiosity. The gray only exists during surrendering. A salvation is an ongoing process. I don't disagree with that. Look up, is happiness just a word? It's a rap song about depersonalization, derealization disorder. That's sweet. Is happiness just a word? Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah. I'll look it up later. That was a great way to put that when it comes to building a relationship. Appreciate that. Dragon Hero 14. Read some articles and I've seen some documentaries. What kind of articles and documentaries? Were they biased or unbiased? Bible is a great Bible app to go through the bike. I'm guessing you meant Bible. It has audio versions and several different versions. What up, Zach? You can't not choose joy. You can only choose your priorities, and your priorities control your joy. Debatable, Elizabeth. Debatable. I like that, but it's also debatable. What you guys talking about? We're talking about a lot of different things, man. Seriously, there's this whole species thing going on in the comments, and there's also talking about I don't know, Bible translations and out-of-body experiences, and it's good stuff. It's great. The Dead Sea Scrolls are the oldest manuscripts in the Old Testament. Yeah. Do we have a prior knowledge that our brain comes with? Being able to perceive space, that things outside of us exist? That is an excellent question, and there might be science behind that. No joke. I mean, first law. I'm going to study the first law of thermodynamics now, like in depth. Now that I know that that's what it's called, that matter cannot be created or destroyed. The amount of matter we have in the universe is it. So, the Bible is biased then too. What? Biased in what way? Depends on how you read it. Depends on how you look at it. Do you believe there are good people? Absolutely. Keen to know if you've had that discussion with your dad. Oh yeah, we've had that discussion. I do believe they are good people, and you don't have to be a Christian to be good. But then my dad brings up a great point, and he's like, there needs to be a distinction between what is good and what is righteousness. God asked my grandpa to heal a man who couldn't walk, and he did, and the guy started walking. That's pretty dope. Oh, shit. Yeah, everyone saw that. Fell back. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. Thanks for clearing that up. But maybe it was close enough. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to, because you say energy, nomad, but I've heard it the same thing about matter. Is energy matter? Wait a minute. Hold the phone. Now I'm going to feel like a very uneducated person. Never mind. I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to have to look it up and study it on my own. I'm just going to study the first law of thermodynamics. Oh, got it. You ever thought about opening your third eye? Yeah, I do it every day. No, actually, I have no idea how to do that. Like if you're talking about a certain technique or meditation or something like that, through whatever you see under your eyelids, yeah, I've done that, but matter, not maybe. What? Why does there have to be hell for there to be heaven or an afterlife? There doesn't. The interesting thing about that, Ian, is a lot of the church fathers did not believe in hell. Like the fathers that have influenced the church today, that none of them believed in hell. None of them believed hell was a place. Penguins. Bias isn't inherently bad. You're right. It just means you have an opinion. And if you have no opinion, you are less likely to write about the topic. True. But in research, and especially in sharing information, to where it can go either this way or that way, you have to have an unbiased approach to that. E equals mc squared. Yep. Well, matter and energy coexist. See, that's what I thought. That's what I'm saying. It's like matter cannot be created or destroyed, and you're saying energy, but they coexist together. That's what I thought. I really enjoy your videos and these streams. It's a real shame that more people watch the React videos with your dad than your work. Hey, man, I really appreciate that. Really, really appreciate that. Spread the word. Tell people about it. I'd love to have hundreds of people on these streams. That would be like a dream come true for real. I thought the pineal gland was the actual third eye. Yeah, that's what I've heard. The hell we think of is a product of Dante's Inferno. Yep. Yep. I think hell is more like a tool to maintain the population. I don't think so. I think the population would be in a much more order if we didn't believe in hell. Decalcifying the pineal gland, the body then being filled with light, biblical, and also opening third eye, like confessing. Okay. I think it's actually harder to go to hell than most people think. That's why it's kind of hard to say for certain if Hitler is rotting in hell. He could have repented prior to dying. Yep. You ever tried leaving the Matrix? Yes. Yes. Yes, I've tried. When do you start these streams so I know for next time? Sometimes I start them earlier, sometimes I'm later. But I live on the East Coast of the United States, and I usually, the latest I will start it is 7. The earliest I will start it is 5. So typically I start them at 7, but I'm actually trying to do them a little bit earlier. Today I started at 7 though. So if you pop on at 7, I'll definitely be here. Yeah. Have you ever had any spiritual experiences with animals? No, but I love animals. Love them. If those fathers don't believe that hell is a place, how do they believe that heaven is a place? Why? It's a good question, but how much truth is behind it? Like, why does there have to be a hell? Like, why does there absolutely have to be hell for there to be absolutely heaven? So does antimatter and energy, but matter and antimatter cannot coexist. Okay, Darkened to May, you might be behind a little bit, because that was, I know you're referring to what we were talking about the first law of first law of thermodynamics, but I'm not sure how that relates. That Hitler thing is kind of BS, though. Yeah. I opened up my third eye and it's opened me up to being possessed. Very bad experience. Never again. Huh. People experience different things. People experience different, and I say that I'm not trying to mock you at all, Elizabeth, but I'm saying it's interesting that that's what you experience, and I believe you're a Christian. You believe in God, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong in that, but that you're a Christian, you believe in God, and when you tried to open up your third eye, you experienced something bad. But when somebody who is completely open and unbiased and searching for truth, they usually have a good experience. Now, why is that? A lot of Christians would say that, oh, because I have it right and I just see the darkness. But is that the case, or is it because you believe that you have it right and that inherently everything else is bad, that's why you're having a bad experience? That it's actually truth, but because when you get into that realm of thinking, that your beliefs and the way you think have everything to do with how everything around you manifests itself. So if you have that mindset that that's, a bad thing, then it would be a bad thing. It would be a bad experience. But if you're like, no, this is going to be great, then it'll be great. That's just what I know about it. But again, I'm still practicing, and I have yet to have any of those experiences. Okay, so we're both right. Energy is in all things, including matter. There's antimatter as well, though, which we're just touching on scientifically. Who knows if that's where other dimensions? Yeah. Just was agreeing about Raf's channel. Love and man, dope. Yeah. To open your third eye, you have to open all your chakra. Got it. Yeah. I don't know if I'm down with the whole chakra thing. I know. Well, I say that, but I guess I practice it. I'm not really sure what that looks like, but when in meditation, if I have a mantra, then I'll focus it in a certain area, like feeling that emotionally in my heart. And that's basically the only thing I focus on. I don't focus on feeling anything any other place. Good Lord. Canary Islands. Nice. Thanks. I'm glad you're watching these streams. Artifier. Artfire? I don't know. I like it. The astral world consists of other spirits, so opening the third eye is something to go into cautionary and not without a knowledge of this stuff. No, that's real. I agree with that for sure. And in God's eyes, all sin is the same. It was a good experience for a while. Huh. So what turned it bad? Just out of curiosity. Top of the evening, gentlemen. What's going on, GameCube dude? I love that. Top of the evening, gentlemen. All right, wait a minute. Are you? I don't know if English people actually say that, but are you English? I should know that. I've been to England like 3 or 4 times. I lost count. But in every time that I've been there, I've never heard an English person say top of the morning to you. And I've been to north and south of England, so. What you just explained to Elizabeth was so deep in how my mentor has explained some things to me on that type very thought level. Cool, man. I'm taking that as a compliment, and I'm sure your mentor is a very wise dude. Not saying yeah, I'm sure he's a very wise dude. Anyone think we're screwed with climate change? I don't think we're screwed. I think we have a lot to do with climate change too. Like climate change is a thing for sure, but I don't think we're helping out the environment at all. I started it based on fear, so I opened up myself to all that comes with fear. Yeah. Yep. You said earlier your parents are awesome for accepting you despite your differing views. My respect for the way they handled that. I'm a dad and hope to be the same. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. My dad would. I'm going to tell my dad that you said that, and he's going to be very encouraged. What is a soul like? How do you describe it? That's a great question. A lot of people describe it differently. Some people are like, it's consciousness. Some people are like, I feel it in my gut. Some people are, just say they equate it to their emotions. The science of it, if you look into the science of the soul, the physics of the soul, it has everything to do with consciousness and how there's just gaps in it, which, I guess skeptics would argue that, well, just because there's something we don't know there, don't make God and the soul the God of the gaps. Just because there's a gap in science there doesn't mean that we don't have an answer for it. It just means we don't have the answer for it yet. Biblically, the entire human is a soul. Not really. Biblically, what verse are you talking about? I'm more worried about Yellowstone than climate change. What about Yellowstone? Are you worried about? That makes sense, and it doesn't. What? I'm more worried that the years may turn around. I don't really think we're at peace. I don't think our country's at peace. I think we're kind of in like a civil war. Not outright, but basically in our government. Climate change is made up. Oh, no. It's debatable whether global warming is made up, that it's like all our fault, but climate change is definitely a thing. You're actually very intellectual. I appreciate that, man. Hearing the stream while sun gazing, that's awesome. That is awesome. It is almost 9 o'clock here. And yeah, sun's going down. Sun's getting real low. What movie is that? Come on, guys. You know this. Yellowstone is a ticking time bomb. When the supervolcano blows, we won't have to worry about. Yeah. That's kind of scary. That is scary. Wow. Before the Spanish invaded the Canary Islands, the population believed in natural gods. Ask for rain, for example. They also believed in the power of stars. I believe in the power of stars. I think stars are powerful. Why does monotheistic religion win over minority religions? Great question. No idea, but it's a fantastic question. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I really appreciate good questions. I was hearing the stream while looking for food, but there's nothing. Oh. Well, I am what? 10:30. Oh, Sydney. You're from Sydney. That's amazing. I want to come visit Australia so bad. Have you heard of the pause and its inaccuracy when looking through history, when looking at climate change or global warming? I have not heard of that, no. You're welcome. What? Well, I am hearing the stream. That's good. Hello. Oh, wow. We got somebody joining us. Hello. Because religions like Christianity was basically beaten into people. Basically. The Inquisition and so on. Well, I got to get some sleep later, my friend. Later, man. Catch you in the comments. Appreciate you being here, man. Good night. We are historically in the most peaceful years. It's true, we are. It is logical to think that things may change to the worst. True. But could we have more peace? I know in America we could have more peace. That's for certain. So, Oh man. Mm-hmm. Power of stars is the just energy of the zodiac, astrology, horoscopes. Yep. Which all of them I am totally down with. First of all, excuse me, guys, for my English. Well, I want to talk about something bothering me. Can I? Absolutely. That's why we're doing this live stream. Bring it up. Let's talk about it. I found it really disturbing that tens of millions of people died only 3/4 of a century ago in World War II. Just a lifetime ago. Wars still rage on today, and the developing world still suffers so much. It's true. Hard to believe. History is made up and man-made. Okay, what? Hold the phone. What are you? Okay, you're gonna have to explain that comment a bit. Do you see God as some? Okay, so is this a saying? No. Okay. Do you see God as something that can interact with people? So you're talking about deism. Life's more like a domino set with God setting up the dominoes to think He's there. Wait a minute. Do you see God as something that can interact with people, or life's more like or life's more like a domino set with God setting up the dominoes to think He's there. I've never thought about that domino effect, but maybe could be. I don't think you have to choose between the two. Could be both. Yeah, and that's that. I don't know if you were here when I was talking about the black and white thing, but that's like wanting a black and white answer when the answer is both. It's gray. It's both sides of the same coin. To achieve perfect peace, certain people would have to secretly be murdered. Not necessarily. Do you believe that regardless if you're a Christian or an atheist, reading the Bible is inherently good and is a virtue? I wouldn't call it a virtue. I would say it's good. I would say the principles inside the Bible, no matter what you believe. And I'm sure that this is also the same for a number of other religious texts, not just the Bible. So I'm not like singling out the Bible and say, yeah, this is the only good book that has principles in it that everybody can follow and everyone can benefit from. But I do think that people should read the Bible because I think, not saying you have to believe in Him, not saying you have to follow Him, not saying any of that. But if you read the Gospels, if you read about the life of Jesus, I'm not talking about whatever. If you don't even believe they're historically accurate or that Jesus wasn't even a person, fine. Read it like a storybook. And just if you try to live life like Jesus did, whether or not you believe in Him or not, if you try to live life like Jesus did, you will be a light to the world. I'm serious. Whether or not you're a Christian, atheist, doesn't matter. If you live life like Jesus did, you'll be a light to the world. That's what I think anyway. Amen. I just barely look at the pause, but if I find anything very interesting, then I'll send it to you. But I'll make sure it's A1 first. All right, cool. Yeah, do that. Any climate will always overcorrect itself. Yeah. Also, do you believe we all get our morals from the Bible? And if not, where do we get them? So I think I brought this up. I brought this up in a couple streams, but I'll just say it again. It's interesting to me that really humanistic morals and Christian morals are relatively the same. I'm not saying they're completely the same, but they're relatively the same, which I look at that. And I'm not saying one is right and one is wrong, but you have to look at the overall picture and say, okay, now there are clearly things here that are universal for humans. not talking about whether a belief is right or wrong, but there are clearly things that are universal for humans. So the question is not which view is right or wrong, but what are the truths in that? I mean, I guess you could, no, that's not really what the natural laws are that Thomas of Aquinas came up with, but Thomas Aquinas. But I think that there are universals among humans that means that humans do have morals inherently. I don't think it's on this existential mindset where it's like, I choose what's right and wrong. No, you don't. We are inherently born with something. Now, whether that is us growing up in a humanistic thinking or mindset, just saying, I want to be what is best for me and the people that are around me. Or if you grow up in a religious mindset where it's saying, I want to be pleasing to God and love everyone. It's interesting to me how much they align. Now, obviously, there are discrepancies in that. They don't align exactly. But I do think that we have to look at the overall picture of all of the concepts of where we get morality from and look at them and say, there is something that is universal in every human and that we inherit. So that's what I think. If you don't murder the ones who don't share your exact point of view, it can cause disturbance in peaceful society and thus potential uprising, kind of like any, yeah, you're right. Hey, man, what's your background? Education, family, just curious, not trying to discredit you, just trying to find interesting topics to talk about. I basically have a high school education. I went to ministry school for 3 years, grew up in the church. Dad's a pastor. I'm a music producer, practicing actor. I want to be an actor, want to move to LA. Family, yeah, pastor's kid, grew up in the church. Education, all these things I'm talking about, philosophy and stuff. I'm all self-taught because of this journey that I'm on spiritually. To find what I believe, and I'm sharing it with the world, so documenting it. Yeah, so I think that answers most of those. My bad if that's fun. No, it's totally fine. The thing is, when you intend on depend on someone or money while you don't. So when you need something, you have to tell him to do it for you, like you want something you can't get because you can't. All right, man, I can't understand that. You're going to have to type it out differently. Hi, hey, you like NF. I do like NF. From what I've researched, all the medium to large religions throughout time have similar teachings. Very true. The only way to tell human morals, you'd have to experiment with uneducated adolescents in a habit without intervention to see how they naturally inherit morality. That is very true and accurate, and I like it. Do you believe in karma? Yes. I think karma is a principle. Just it's a universal religious principle. It's called different things. It's called karma in Buddhism, Hinduism. It's called reaping what you sow in Christianity. It's called the law of attraction in New Age thinking or paganism. It's different ways of saying the same thing. So spiritually speaking, I think it. Yeah. I think it's a thing. Dan, thanks for the insight. Great answer. Response to my last question about where we get our morals. Appreciate it, man. It's just those are my thoughts. That's what I think. Really appreciate how much time you give to this community, Nate. You are like literally giving us like an over the internet community connect. Like you care to have us all connected, and it's so legit. Man, I appreciate that so much. That's what I want to do. Like when I advertise my Patreon page, I'm like, join the Misfit family. Like I totally, like I look at you guys and everyone that's on here. If you're listening, I totally look at this as like, a community, a family. Like I want to be here every Friday nights for you guys, because I love it. I love this communication. So pragmatism, I consider myself a pragmatist. And if you guys haven't studied the history of what because people use like pragmatic thinking, this guy's pragmatic, that's pragmatic. It's evolved and changed into something else, yet it's still kept it in some ways. But what pragmatism as a philosophy originated as, it's so good. And I really want to do a video series on pragmatism and what pragmatism is. But William James and Charles Peirce, who originated pragmatism, said questioning should always be done in groups of people. Questions should always be discussed in groups of people with like-mindedness, that search for truth and that want to find the same thing. And so I read that, and it was just kind of like, yes, that's exactly, I'm there. I want the same thing. And so for me, this is that community. This is that practice of pragmatism. So social media is made to destroy us. Use it, but don't let it use you. Good to all. I'm interested to know how, although being separated, most ancient societies develop their own gods. Yeah, I have no idea. That is an interesting thing, though. Man, I really need to read that book, The Hero with 1,000 Faces. So if you were born in a Christian family, would you call yourself a Christian? I did call myself a Christian, but now I do not. Well, the true faith. Hello, how are you? I am well. How are you? Do you believe that when God comes for his people, that they will be judged according to their own conscience? Probably. Well, maybe. I don't know. It's a maybe. That's a hard maybe. I am also a Christian. You're a great YouTuber. Thanks, man. Can't believe I'm talking to you right now. Dude, it's all good, man. It's all good. Is it a sin if we think to do something but don't do it physically? In the Bible, yes. Jesus taught a parable about that. God judges two ways. First, your heavenly reward. Second, whether or not you accepted Christ. Where did you get that in the Bible? How many patrons do you have, and what all does it come with? I think a community chat for patrons would be great. You know, I've thought about doing that community chat for patrons. I have tutorials, music tutorials for like guitar and piano and stuff on my Patreon. I had daily vlogs, like early releases on music stuff and just like support for $1 a month. And nobody was watching the daily vlogs. Nobody was watching the tutorials. And so I was like, why am I doing all this work? So yeah, I'm waiting for my channel to grow, my audience. I look at you guys right now as my core audience. And so I'm trying to grow that more, and then hopefully more people will join Patreon, and then I'll start releasing really exclusive content there. But I'm not going to go through all that work if nobody's going to be watching it. Like, I've looked at those videos. They don't have any views. They don't. So I'm like, all right, so I need to change my game plan here. So. Hey, this is the first video of yours I'm watching. Hi. Hey, how's it going? What? Pie Thy Globe? Have you read Moral Tribes? The author talks about deep pragmatism. No, I haven't. But now that sounds interesting to me. When was the last time you felt most connected to the universe or God? I've never really felt connected to God, but I've felt connected to this present moment, like every day when I meditate. Are you a Christian? No, I don't claim to be. I get weird like spiritual connections when I take cold showers and close my eyes. I love taking cold showers. I used to hate it. I love it. It's fantastic. I'm going to give this about 5 more minutes, y'all, and then I'm going to get off. So really appreciate you guys for hanging in there, though. I love this community. It's amazing. Love the fans that watch me on Friday nights. Have you read over? I have not read that. No, by Napoleon Hill. Also, how do you feel about aliens? This was like one of the first questions on this live stream. I watched the Bob Lazar documentary thing, and I don't know what I think. I'm totally open though. Like you give me evidence for aliens, and I'll believe it. But I don't think anyone has solid evidence. Make a Discord for patrons. It's very easy to use. A Discord for patrons. Are you saying Patreon is very easy to use, or Discord? I mean, I know what Discord is, but is it like a website or something? Like, I know what the meaning of what Discord is, but are you saying that's an actual website or something like that? Yo, Nate, just had a question, man. I'm an addict, 31 years old, lost my parents, but I feel I'm a good person. Wait, I know I am, but bro, I just need somewhere to start, you know? If you know anything. So what do you want? What are you looking for? Please let me know. I don't know advice. I don't know, bro. So like, what are you looking for, Zach? Like what kind of, what do you need? Like, what are you wanting to hear? What are you wanting me to tell you? I mean, I understand, you know, I'm seeing where you're at. But what do you need help with? Sam, I barely started reading it. I watched a documentary series of the guy that wrote the book. I have so many books. Sometimes I lose touch of keeping up. Dude, that's real, man. I got so many books I want to read, and I get overwhelmed, and then I just end up not reading them. Are you aware of some of the methods scientists use to present evidence in which their theories are true? I'm aware of a lot of them. Which ones are you talking about? Don't know if you watch any YouTubers, but you should watch Spiritual So. All right, I'll check that out. All right, man. Okay, man. Peace and love, bro. Stay lifted. Dude, so did I give you advice? Okay. You know Bobby Poff now. Discord. So it's a website. Discord is a website. Discord is easy to use. It's an app. Group chats. You can talk like with Mike, send articles, do that. All right, I'm checking this out. Discord. All right, I'm going to check that out and get back to y'all. I'm checking it out. I'll check back and can't wait to hear your reaction to Monroe books. Yeah, I'll let you know all about the Monroe books once I get them and read them. I know I'm going to read those books so fast because I'm just like, I'm ready to eat up all that information. What's up, my man? What's going on, guys? Or Mock Noah. Yeah, Discord is a good example of what I meant by community chats for patrons. Yeah, I'm definitely going to check that out. And I'll get back to you guys next Friday about that. I just asked at the wrong time, brother. Thanks, though, Nate. Hey, man, I want to help out any way I can. So if you would like to get a hold of me on Facebook, Philosophical Misfit, or get a hold of me on Instagram, Nate.Alger. That's my IG. I'll type it in chat. Private message me. Love to chat. Love to talk. When do you live stream? I love this. Live stream every Friday night. I live on the East Coast of the United States. I usually live stream around 6. Sometimes I do it earlier at around 5. Sometimes I do it later around 7. But I'll go, an hour and a half, 2 hours. So just around 6 is when I start live streaming. So hit that notification bell so you can get notified when I start streaming. But it's every Friday night. Have you thought about opening up a Discord for all of us to chat? You all keep saying that. I'm definitely going to check this thing out, man. Definitely. I got a girl pregnant during a one-night stand. What do I do? She said abortion's not an answer. Man, I mean, I don't know you, but I'm gonna say it like it is. You got to step up, man. That's your child. Love it with all you got. I have a buddy of mine, really close friend, who just had a kid. He's like, this little girl has changed my life. Man, just embrace it. Embrace it. Don't try to run from it. If she says abortion is not an answer, well, I'm glad that she's saying that. Man, just dive in deep, go into the deep end, and just love that little person with all your heart. Yeah, I think it'll change your life. So around 12 or 1 a.m. here. What time is it now there? I guess it's real crazy early in the morning. Hit the notification bell. Yes, please do it. Right on, Nate. And thanks for letting me know when you stream. Yeah, no problem, man. What's going on? Hi. Kind of hyped about Discord if you make one. Hey, you know what, guys? Check back next Friday, and I will let you all know I am making that Discord thing. Or I'm going to check it out, and I'm going to see, I'm going to check it out for sure. Since statistical evidence mostly just the underlying principles of how we determine a relationship exists. What does that have to do? What? What? Like, if you would like to know more, I'm opening to sharing just because I really enjoy the topic. Topic about what? Statistical evidence mostly? Just the underlying principles of how we determine a relationship exists? God. When you donate, what does it mean if it says like 1 hour? I don't know. If you're talking about that super chat, but hey, there we go. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. I don't know. I don't know how that works. But I really appreciate that. But I don't know when you joined the chat, but I actually said, I was gonna give it 5 more minutes, like 8 minutes ago. So I'm actually gonna. All right, guys, 2 more minutes. But Gwenther Q, man, I appreciate that so much. You're amazing, man. Do you have a Twitter? I do not. Should I get a Twitter? Honestly, guys, should I get a Twitter? At my place, 7:57 p.m. Oh, nice. Nearly 2 a.m. where I live. That's crazy, yo. If you see me, can you say hi? Yes. Where will I see you? On Fermi Paradox. I haven't heard that paradox. I probably have. I just forgot the name of it. Your advice for the one night stand comment was beautiful. Thank you. What inspired you to start a YouTube channel? Wanting to make a living doing what I love, and wanting to make a living trying to change people's lives. Wanting to make a living being the light that I believe that I can be. All of those answers. I'm trying to donate $50, but I'm fucking... Dude, it's all good, man. It is all good. If you don't have to donate on here, if you do, awesome, great. But you know, that's why I have a Patreon account. So yeah. I asked methods get. I asked methods we get scientific evidence. You said you knew plenty. Oh, gotcha. Okay, that your live stream must be pretty late because I just totally lost context of that. Yeah, no, I would love to know more about that. I don't use Twitter anymore. Up to you. It's 9 p.m. Oh, that's not bad. IDK, it's really easy to use, but it's all up to you. I think it's pretty appealing that you're on here begging for what? Begging for donations? Me? No. Where did you get that from? I'm not. Okay, wait. No, for real. Like, if anyone got that vibe from me that I'm sitting here begging for donations, that is not what I'm doing at all. Like, if that's what you're getting from this, hopefully that's not what you all are hearing me trying to do. I'm not trying to do this. I appreciate the donations, but I'm not. Yeah. Appreciate that. Okay, good. Because I was like, hold on a minute. Like, it is not me to sit there and beg for donations. Not me at all. So happy you guys super chat. Yeah, me too. Me too. I was really happy that I was able to apply for it. You know, it's all good, man. Heck no, man. People are giving donations willingly out of appreciation for the content. I appreciate that. Thanks, guys. Hey, man, you definitely don't look like you're begging for donations. That guy. I don't know if is that a guy? No, it's not. Okay. I don't know. I wonder if they're still on here. It's a big Gwenther Q is big ball, and really though, that's really cool of you. No, for real, man. Gwenther Q, I appreciate that, man, so much. You're a boss. You are a boss for sure. Y'all know that was crazy, and I would be donating. I appreciate that, guys. And thank you all, like, so much for the donations, and for the, I'm gonna check out Discord, but I'm going to close. Oh wait, I was only giving my opinion. Didn't mean to cause any trouble. I just don't understand why people would ask for money and aren't singing or exhibiting talent. Wow. All right. Cool. Well, interesting. It's a cougar wish. All right. You know what? I'm just gonna. This is fantastic. Hey man, new to the channel, but I gotta commend you on your video with your dad watching I'm Sorry by General Lucas. I too have been in that place, and to hear you own it and 100% hit the nail on the head. That's awesome, man. I'm glad that was encouraging to you. And everybody's going at this Thomas. Oh man. Dude, you guys are amazing. You guys are amazing, man. I love this community. It's fantastic. You guys make my Friday night. This is how I choose and love to enjoy my Friday nights, with you all doing this. Honestly, this is Friday nights for me. I look forward to this. This is great. If it were possible to have a one-on-one discussion about things, that would be awesome. Get Facebook, Instagram, write me, email me. Let's talk. Let's chat. Let's talk back and forth. I'd love to. I'd absolutely love to. Appreciate you. Appreciate you too, for real. Man, Gwyneth Q, you're balling, dude. You're a baller. Words are very useful and inspirational. Not everyone can do this, but hey, that's just my opinion. Man, you're a boss. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, no, Nomad. I was gonna go too, but I said I was gonna go in 5 minutes, like 15 minutes ago. But it's all good. The philosophical misfit. Have you or dad met fan from YouTube? If not, what's best way for us to approach? No, I haven't met any of my fans from YouTube. I've only met people that I have known in my life that are watching my YouTube channel, but I haven't met any of you all that have been watching my videos online. So I would love to. I would love to be a part of one of those YouTube conventions one day, where fans come and say hi and talk. Love that. Love that. But channel's not big enough for that to happen. So until then, I'll be here. This is a job. Just because it's not a 9 to 5 doesn't make it. It's true. It's real. Some people may not categorize what you have as talent, but I do. You continue to inspire me and study and learn more. I appreciate that, man. Really appreciate that. Half of you. Wow. That's a pretty interesting comment. You'd be surprised how fast you can grow. Just keep putting out great content. Appreciate that, man. I will continue to put out great content. I just gotta, man, my schedule is so crazy right now. Like, I honestly feel bad that I've only like put out like a vlog or two. Like, I put out one vlog this week. I felt horrible. It's like, man, I need to be making more vlogs. But it's all up here. I just got to do it. I just got to write it down and do it. So, yeah. And also I have this thing where it's like, I don't like to really talk about something unless I've experienced it, unless I know it. And so, yeah. But I appreciate that. And I will definitely continue to be making content. I want to donate 100. Man, hey, I'm not going to be mad about it if you do. That's for sure. Oi! What's up, man? It's 19 verse 1. It's what it seems like. I'm honestly entertained right now. This is fantastic. Like a pack of hyenas. It's amazing. Appreciate the overtime, man. Hey, you know, the donations are helping the overtime, because I'm like, you know what? I feel like, honestly, like, I'm not begging for donations. But when I receive them, I'm like, I feel appreciated. And so I'm like, I want to give time is money, right? And so I want to give something back, and I can give back my time. So yeah, so I appreciate the overtime. I'll stay a little bit longer. Doesn't matter to me. Once you end the live stream, I'm gonna go meditate, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna meditate too. You can bet. You can bet I'm gonna do that for sure. It's all good, man. It is all good. Well, guys, that is the 2-hour mark, and so I appreciate all of you, and I appreciate all of you having my back. You all are amazing, and yeah, every Friday night around 6 o'clock, or make sure you hit that notification button so that you get notified when I do live streams. Appreciate all the backup, all the donations and everything. I'm definitely going to check out Discord and let you all know next week, or just keep watching my vlogs throughout the week, and I'll definitely give you guys updates. Don't even know what I'm going to vlog about this week, but it's going to be good stuff. Might even talk about morals, what we talked about tonight. So, yeah, oh man, you guys are still going at it's fantastic. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time, and really appreciate all of you guys and love this community, and let's grow it. Share the word, invite your friends. Let's all do these live streams together, and search out some truth. So until next time, peace out.